Hello YouTube, this is Wind5387 here with another vintage Mac to add to my collection. As you can see here, I have a PowerMac G4 Cube, and I've hooked it up to my Apple Studio display for my regular PowerMac G4, the Pro keyboard, and a Pro mouse. And as you can see, with this PowerMac G4 Cube, it is in very good condition. There are very few noticeable scratches on it, and no chips or anything. And let's look at the top, where you can see the ventilation at the top, because this computer, when it ships, did not have a fan. It just used convection cooling to keep the internal components cool. And there's also a CD drive or a disk drive on the top, which is pretty neat. And if we go here to the side, see the rest of the computer, and the back where I have the Apple Studio display plugged in and the power supply. So the first thing I shall do is flip this computer over to look at the ports on the bottom of the computer. So as you can see, starting from the left side, we have an Ethernet port, 2 FireWire 400 ports, 2 USB ports, a modem port, the power port, a VGA port for display, and also the Apple Display connector, and 2 buttons right here for force restarting the computer and the programmer's button. You also may notice there's a Kensington lock between this little bar right here, and this is actually a handle. If you push it in, it pops out, and then you can lift out everything from the inside of the computer. So let me put this over here, and there is everything on the inside of your computer. You have your ATI graphics card right here, 1.5 gigabytes of RAM right here. If I turn it to the left, it's just a side view of everything, and also you have the hard drive and the disk drive right here. If I turn it the other way, there is an airport card, which does work, except the it just for some reason won't connect to my network, and some other things inside this computer. And you may also be able to see the thermal cooling channel in the middle of the computer, because as I said earlier, this thing did not have a fan, so they used convection cooling, and the heat rises out of that top vent. So I'm going to plug everything back in and start it up. And here we go. This is not actually a button, it's just a touch. I think I've set the record. This is the first video where we don't hear the startup chime, because you may have noticed it doesn't actually have any speaker ports because of its minimalization at the time. This thing would have been as small as looking at that new MacBook that Apple has. So as you can see, it is booting up into macOS 9.1. Also notably different is the it doesn't really operate in silence anymore because of its hard drive. Alright, we already have our applications folder opened up, but let's just look at about this computer. So as you can see, it is running macOS 9.1 with 1.5 gigs of RAM and a 450 MHz PowerPC G4 processor. So let's go ahead and look at the applications. As you can see, this computer is pretty psychic right now. So we have some macOS 9.1 apps such as Apple DVD Player, Internet Explorer, Network Browser, QuickTime, Sherlock, and the utilities such as Disk First Aid, Desktop Printer Utility, and Disk Copy. Let's go ahead and look at one of our apps in here, but I don't know if I covered this already on one of my previous videos, but let's take a look at Sherlock. So Sherlock 2, this is the second version, is basically like the Spotlight that we have now in macOS 10. And Sherlock could be used to find applications in your computer, files, and things on the internet, maybe if you're shopping. So as you can see, we have our different categories on top. We have files, internet, people, shopping, news, Apple, reference, my channel and movies or entertainment. So I can go ahead, since I do not have internet, I can just search for a file. Maybe I could search for an application such as Simple Text. And as you can see right here, you get all of your results, sort of similar, just as you get in the Spotlight in modern day macOS 10. And I can go ahead and double click and it opened it. And there we have it. So there we have Simple Text and Sherlock. I would not like to save this. And I think this also has a mail application. I think it's a Microsoft application, since Apple was with a deal with Microsoft when this computer was introduced. There we go. Outlook Express. I just X'd out of this. So it's similar to the mail application that we have in macOS 10, except it is made by Microsoft. And we have an inbox message right here. It says, "Welcome to Microsoft Outlook Express." So that is Outlook. And also, not only does this computer have macOS 9.1, but it also has a version of macOS 10, which I will show to you now. If I can find startup disk, here it is. There we go. We have our Happy Mac and the little loading wheel up in the top right corner for the macOS 10 startup screen. And yes, this is the macOS 10 public beta. Okay, there we go. So here it is, the macOS 10 public beta. As you can see, some things are quite different from the macOS 10 that we know and use. So notably different is the Apple is not in the top left corner. It's instead in the middle, and it does not have any functionality at all. So instead we just get this button here that says whatever application you're in. And as you can see, I'm in the Finder, or as it was called, the desktop, in this version of macOS 10. So let's just go ahead and open up our applications folder. Oh, it's already there. So as you can see in OS 10 public beta, there is Address Book, Classic, Internet Explorer, QuickTime, Music Player, Text Edit, and utilities such as the System Profiler, Process Viewer, and Terminal. Let me go ahead and open up. Let's see what Classic, if it'll work. I haven't tried Classic yet. Oh. Well, now we know it doesn't work. What is this? we have this folder called Grab Bag, and I guess you can put things on the dock as a battery monitor. Although this computer, of course, is a desktop, so it does not have a battery. There's image capture, HTML. Let's open that up. I've never seen that before. So it looks like you can make websites, possibly. We can capture colors from somewhere. Let's see here. You can apply this color as well. This is actually quite interesting. So let's just use this color and type in some words of some sort. Let me save that. A file. So I guess that is HTML edit. And one more thing, say QuickTime. Let's see here. Loading. Wow, this is pretty cool. It's like a I can't remember what you call these QuickTime VR. It's not coming to me. Oh, we're getting another look at our PowerMac G4 Cube. Let's open up another one. I've never seen this before. This is quite interesting. Let's see, one more PowerMac G4. Gets a little pixelated there. So that is a QuickTime VR. I guess for those of you who have never seen that, because I'm also kind of new to that. Well, that is the macOS 10 public beta and this PowerMac G4 Cube. So hopefully you enjoyed this video of this PowerMac G4 Cube with a 450 MHz PowerPC G4 processor. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.